Hi, today we're in Jenkins & Sons, which is one of the Urban Guild venues over in Penn Hill. And this is a photo of Jenkins & Sons when it was built in the 1920s by a chap called Sidney Jenkins. And it was built as a butcher's and a fishmonger's. And it was a bit of a no-brainer when I saw that image to see that pride, that sort of artisan pride of that butcher, that we should really focus on selling the very best meat and fish. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about steak and show you some of the processes that we go through. Clearly what's really important to happy customers is having beautiful steak, and beautiful steak comes from really happy cows.
Holy cow! How are you doing, man? Give me some skin. Milk?
Yes, please.
There you go, man.
Lovely. Thank you.
No worries.
Steve, our exec chef across the group, I'd love you, if you can, to talk to me about what makes a happy cow and what makes our steaks amazing.
All of our meat comes from Glastonbury
Yeah.
and around the Somerset sort of area, West Country. The ageing process is that it's from slaughter to butcher in Dorset,
Yeah.
Paul, where we get our meat from, is between 10 and 14 days.
I've read quite a lot about that, about how important the aging process is. Why is that? What's actually happening?
Basically, it tenderises the meat, matures the meat, marbles the fat content.
So if you didn't age that steak enough, it would be potentially not tender enough. You know, you wouldn't get the same kind of beefy flavours, presumably.
No, it's to say, it's all about the bacteria and the enzymes to get that meaty flavour, to get the darker, as you can see, that it's aged that much to a point now where that's prime steak now, it's dark.
So anywhere between sort of 20 to 28 days is when it's served.
It is, and potentially nothing more. I believe personally as a chef that there's a bit of a myth about the longer the steak's aged.
Yeah.
It needs to be aged, but I don't believe it needs to be any further than 28 days.
Okay. So after about 11, 15 days, that's when the tenderising tends to finish of the product, and after that it's more about the flavour, the sort of beefy flavour coming out of it.
Yeah, it is.
Perfect. Would you mind, it's great to understand where the cows come from, but then I guess it's where the cut comes from on the cow that's important. Presumably we don't use all the cuts from a cow for a steak. Would you mind just showing me on a cow where the best cuts come from? Okay, Steve, we're pretty lucky that we've got a real live cow in the building today. It looks like a pretty happy cow. Can you just explain to me, where do you get the best cuts to make the best steaks?
Right, we get the best cuts from the sirloin and the forerib. They're what I call the prime cuts.
Okay, so this sort of bit here.
Yep, this bit here. And basically we've got the forerib here.
So that's the cowboy, is it?
Yeah, which we get the beautiful cowboy from.
Okay.
And we come down slightly for the sirloin.
Yeah.
So as I said, these are the real prime cuts. I don't think that our cow is quite ready for...
Okay, a little bit more food, would you say?
I think so, yeah.
Would you mind just fattening yourself up a little bit, Mr. Cow? Thank you, you'll enjoy that. Okay, Steve, so once the meat's off the carcass, it's been hung, it's been prepped, this is how it ends up. This is the sirloin, this is the cowboy. What's your decision? What makes you choose one over the other on the menu?
For me, all day long, it will be the cowboy.
Okay.
Because of the fat content. It's down to people's preference. Some people like a leaner steak, which is the sirloin, which is not so fatty.
Okay.
But as I say, I would always go for the cowboy.
Perfect. And then from this stage, next thing is seasoning, I think, is really important, isn't it? Why is that so important?
Seasoning for me is all important. Red meat can take as much salt and pepper as you can possibly want.
Yeah.
Some people make the mistake of just dusting it gently.
Okay. Pile it in there, nice crust on the top.
Nice crust on the top, into a hot pan.
Okay, and the meat's set up. And then you talk about that, so that the searing of the meat, the kind of the heat that gets into it is the next key thing. What's that doing? Why is that important?
Well, you're sealing in juices, basically. So all of the work that's gone through the process of the hanging, and the tenderising, the maturing, the aging.
Yeah.
Basically, you don't want to ruin it by putting it into a sort of something that's more tepid.
Okay.
So here at Jenkins, we've got the Osper oven, which we can actually cook the meat at 700 to 900 degrees.
Wow. So that's a lot hotter than you'd have at home.
It is, yeah. Normal frying pan's probably 130 degrees if you want to smoke.
And the importance of that is that meat then sort of shrinks and seals in those juices. Is that right?
It is. You get caramelisation. Really, everything's about the caramelisation. You want a slightly crispier surface, and obviously a very moist,
nice,
tender, pink,
great,
juicy inside.
Should we get it in the oven?
I think we should.
Okay, let's go. Okay, Steve, so this is the last bit. We've had that happy cow chilling out in the Glastonbury field. It's been on its journey. We've loved it and caressed it and hugged it. Here it is, ready to eat. Before we tuck in, what's the last little finesses? What are you looking for to know that's bang on?
Well, I'm looking for the marbling at this stage. The marbling's slightly reduced now, so it's all gone into the meat. So the meat should be tender, juicy. We have a thing in the trade called the rule of thumb,
Okay.
which basically
This bit here?
rare, medium,
Yeah.
well done.
Okay. What's this bad boy?
This bad boy, the cowboy,
Yeah.
is nice and rare, and
it?
exactly how it should be served.
Beautiful. Okay. I think we should tuck in. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. Let's have a look. I'm nervous. So we've proved it. Happy cow makes happy steak, makes happy chef. If I let you have another bit,
There you go.
come to Jenkins and Sons. Try the steak. Let us know what you think. Thank you very much.